Did you know that over the past decade, some of our most iconic American cities have seen a significant decline in living standards? It's a shocking truth, but one that demands our attention. From the bustling streets of New York to the historic neighborhoods of Philadelphia, even to the political heart of the nation in Washington, D.C., these cities have become shadows of their former glory. This decline is largely measured by four main criteria: a decrease in population, an economic downturn, a surge in crime rates, and a deterioration of public services and infrastructure. Each of these factors, individually or combined, can drastically alter the quality of life in a city, pushing it from a thriving metropolis to a struggling urban landscape. So, which cities are facing this downfall? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the top 10 US cities that are going downhill. Starting our countdown at number 10 is the sun-soaked city of Miami, Florida. Known for its stunning beaches and vibrant nightlife, Miami is facing a storm of issues that threaten to overshadow its allure. The city is grappling with an increased cost of living that's leaving many residents struggling to keep up. The housing shortage, another pressing issue, is pushing home prices and rent to exorbitant levels, making it increasingly difficult for the average Miamian to afford a roof over their head. But perhaps the most alarming issue is the rising sea levels. As Miami sits at just 6 feet above sea level, it's particularly susceptible to the effects of climate change. Rising sea levels are threatening to sink the city, quite literally. Beach erosion and frequent flooding are becoming the norm, creating an uncertain future for this once thriving city. Once a paradise for retirees and beach lovers, Miami's future is now underwater. At number 9, we have the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Sadly, this city's love seems to be tested by a number of challenges. Philadelphia, once a beacon of hope for the American dream, is now grappling with a high poverty rate. This is not just a number, it's a reality that thousands of Philadelphians live with every day. Adding to the city's woes is a crime rate that stubbornly refuses to go down. The streets that were once safe and inviting now echo with cautionary tales of violence and fear. And let's not forget the city's once proud education system. It is now struggling to provide quality education to its young citizens, further dimming the city's prospects for a brighter future. Despite its rich history and cultural significance, Philadelphia is a city under siege from within. Philadelphia's brotherly love seems to be fading in the face of these mounting challenges. The nation's capital, Washington, D.C., comes in at number 8. Washington, D.C., a city that's often seen as a beacon of democracy, is grappling with its own set of challenges. Political division is at an all-time high, creating an atmosphere of unease and instability. This is a city where the cost of living has skyrocketed, making it increasingly difficult for many to keep their heads above water. Furthermore, the issue of homelessness is more visible here than in many other cities. It's a stark contrast to the polished image of the city we see in the media. The heartache and struggle of everyday citizens living in the shadow of the capital are palpable. The city's issues are deep-rooted and complex, and they're only getting worse. It's a grim picture for a city that's supposed to represent the best of what America has to offer. The capital of the free world is struggling to keep its own house in order. Our 7th spot goes to the City of Angels, Los Angeles. Once viewed as a dream destination, this sprawling metropolis now faces a series of complex issues, threatening to tarnish its glamorous image. One of the most significant problems plaguing Los Angeles is homelessness. The city's streets are increasingly becoming home to thousands of people, a sight that directly contradicts the city's famed Hollywood glitz. Next up is the city's notorious traffic congestion. This not only tests the patience of its residents but also contributes to a more severe issue: pollution. The city's skies are often clouded with smog, a grim reminder of the environmental price of urbanization. These challenges have caused some to question whether Los Angeles is truly the city of dreams it once was. As these problems persist, the city's future seems uncertain. The City of Angels might be losing its halo. Motor City, Detroit, drives into our countdown at number 6. Once the heart of the American auto industry, Detroit is now grappling with a myriad of challenges. Over the past few decades, we've seen a marked decline in population, a phenomenon that has left vast areas of the city desolate and abandoned. But the city's woes don't end there. An economic downturn, largely due to the shrinking auto industry, has left the city struggling to revitalize its economy. Unemployment rates are high and poverty is widespread. Urban decay is another glaring issue. The cityscape is peppered with dilapidated buildings and crumbling infrastructure, a stark testament to the city's plight. Despite efforts to breathe life back into the Motor City, the road to recovery seems steep and winding. The city's resilience is commendable, but the question remains, can Detroit reinvent itself once again, or will it continue to spiral downwards? Detroit's engine seems to be stalling. The Windy City, Chicago, blows in at number 5. This bustling metropolis, once a beacon of American industry, now grapples with a tempest of troubles. The city's crime rates are soaring beyond the national average, casting a dark cloud over its once vibrant neighborhoods. Streets that once echoed with the sounds of jazz now reverberate with the clamor of discontent. Political corruption has also left a stain on the city's reputation. Scandals and allegations of misconduct have become all too common, eroding public trust and casting a long shadow over City Hall. And let's not forget the economic disparity. The gulf between the haves and the have-nots continues to widen, creating a city divided. The glittering skyscrapers of downtown stand in stark contrast to the struggling neighborhoods on the south and west sides. As the 5th city on our list, Chicago's winds of change are blowing in the wrong direction. The Golden City, San Francisco, falls at number 4. Once synonymous with the American dream, it now struggles under the weight of its own success. The high cost of living, soaring to unprecedented heights, is becoming a nightmare for many residents. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment often exceeds the national average, pushing a significant number of people towards homelessness, an issue that has become a crisis in the city. San Francisco, the tech capital of the world, is dominated by the tech industry, with giant companies like Google, Facebook, and Apple calling it home. This dominance has transformed the city's demographics and economy, often to the detriment of its cultural diversity and middle class. High salaries in the tech sector have created a wealth gap that is hard to ignore, with many locals feeling left behind. The city's infrastructure too seems to be struggling to keep up with this rapid growth. San Francisco's Golden Gate seems to be rusting. Baltimore, the Charm City, charms its way into our countdown at number 3. Known for its distinct neighborhoods and rich history, Baltimore is also grappling with significant challenges that hinder its progress. High crime rates remain a pressing issue, casting an ominous shadow over the city's potential. The city's promise is further dampened by a steady population decline as people move out in search of safer environments and better opportunities. But the city's problems don't end there. A stark economic disparity exists, creating a divide between the haves and the have-nots. This inequality, fueled by a lack of opportunity and income, only serves to exacerbate the city's ongoing problems. Despite these challenges, the spirit of Baltimore remains resilient. Its people, its culture, and its potential for change keep the city's charm alive. Yet the reality remains that without addressing these issues, the city's future remains uncertain. Baltimore's charm is being overshadowed by its challenges. The space city Houston rockets into our countdown at number 2. Once a shining star of the South, Houston now faces a series of challenges that are hard to ignore. From the vulnerability to natural disasters to an economic downturn, Houston's resilience is being tested. It's no secret that Houston is prone to hurricanes, causing significant damage to the city's infrastructure and economy. These natural disasters are only becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change, further exacerbating the city's struggles. In addition, Houston's economy has taken a hit. Despite its rich oil and gas reserves, the city is grappling with job losses and a downturn in the energy sector. The economic instability has led to a rise in poverty and homelessness, putting additional strain on social services. Furthermore, Houston has seen an uptick in crime rates. From petty theft to violent crimes, the city's safety is a growing concern for residents. Houston, we definitely have a problem. And the number 1 city on our list is the Big Apple, New York. Known for its towering skyscrapers, bustling streets, and vibrant culture, New York has always been a city of dreams. But beneath this dazzling facade lies a myriad of issues that are causing the city to stumble. First, there's the high cost of living. Rent prices are skyrocketing and ordinary groceries can cost a small fortune. This economic strain is pushing more and more New Yorkers out of their homes, leading to a surge in homelessness. Next, there's the growing economic disparity. The divide between the rich and the poor is widening, with the middle class gradually disappearing. This imbalance is creating tension and contributing to a decline in the quality of life for many residents. In the face of these challenges, New York, the city that never sleeps, might be losing its dream. There you have it, the top 10 US cities that are going downhill. We've journeyed together from the sun-drenched beaches of Miami to the historic streets of Philadelphia and the political heart of Washington, D.C. We've seen the glamour and grit of Los Angeles, the industrial backbone of Detroit, and the windy city of Chicago. We've navigated the tech hub of San Francisco, the historic harbor of Baltimore, the energy capital of Houston, and finally, we've explored the Big Apple itself, New York. Each of these cities in their own ways are facing significant challenges as we move into 2024. But let's not lose hope just yet. For every decline, there's a chance for revival. With the right policies, innovation, and collective efforts, these cities can bounce back. After all, they've done it before. While these cities are facing significant challenges, it's important to remember that with the right policies and efforts, no city is beyond recovery.